LDLC probably shouldn't have won that in the end. Existence, possibly you could say, gifted them that last round and in effect lost that map. So that's a real shame. We could have had overtime. That would have been great.
Overtime would have been fantastically good. And I do wonder as well how that's going to affect Existence, because in some ways losing a game like that 16-14 may be more of a body blow in a really one-sided map. Because a one-sided map, you're preparing yourself for it. You're like, okay, this map's pretty much done. We can have half a mind towards the next map. But when it finishes 16-14s, there's so many woulda, shoulda, couldas, what-ifs, and maybes that can really kind of grind on you. But regardless, we are into the second map, of course. The ninth round is underway. And it looks as though Existence may be able to bag themselves this one unless Shocks can go massive in 1v4.
Yeah, so they'll most likely be choosing a CT side, with it being kind of a 9-6-10-5 CT sided map. Let's get the first. Can he get any more? It's so exciting. Everybody's tagged up. It's possible, but no. Good stuff from Carey. So that's going to be their ninth round. Of course, Musambani calling out for the swap. So they will be starting CT. And like you said, mentally draining, losing 16-14, especially losing to that eco round. That's got to be playing on their minds a little bit. The important thing is for them now to come back into this one refreshed and in a clear state of mind. Get your heads in the game again. Think about this map in isolation. Just forget about Dust 2 and come and give us a fantastic performance again. So we are live with the second map. This is the cache, of course. We just saw Dust 2. Mirage will be the third if needed. So for that to happen, Existence would have to win this map, and they are starting on the easiest side. So let's see if they can get themselves a perfect start with the pistol now.
A heavy push towards bomb site A, and they've got themselves 2 kills. Musambani did break the deadlock though, and silence down Shocks. I think that was. MBK gets his second kill. A very powerful start from the Frenchman, very confident indeed. 3 players have been tanked down to around 20 or below though. So if Existence can put bullets to faces, they certainly could potentially pull off an upset. Here comes Carey. He gets both of them with the same shot. If he picks up Kiyoshima, he could do this. Carey can legitimately pull off this clutch. MBK's on 23 HP. One more bullet will do it. He flashes through. The only problem is he has the bomb to defuse, and he peeks round of MBK. Party poops all day long, takes down Carey, and the amazing clutch will not be in effect. 1-0 for LDLC. What a try though from Carey.
Mate, I'll tell you right now, I was so close to doing my squeak, but I refrained, and I'm proud of myself for doing that. That was crazy. Yeah, I think it was almost a double. I don't know if it was, but it was basically 2 kills with 1 bullet, and then he got the third. It's just insane, but NBK, like you said, spoiled the party, did not give him that round. So that's LDLC coming back, starting well. Bearing in mind this is a CT-sided map, that's certainly going to be a preferable, a favourable start for them, because that might at least give them 3 rounds, and then just a few more, and they're on target. But Musambani's opened up well here for Existence with a nice deagle headshot, and LDLC have made good ground into this bloody bomb site though. But Existence are fully aware of this, and a nice kill from Lowy as well onto NBK is going to bring this all the way back in their favour. 4 plays 2 now, make that 3, but the bomb has dropped. It hasn't been planted. That's a very crucial aspect to this round, to what's going on right now. The flank, the Smith's push, is walking all the way through CT. This is very smart from him. I don't know if they're going to be aware of this, and he does find a frag. Good play from Smith. That's going to bring it back to a 2-on-2, but I think, actually, Alex can see the bomb, so this could play a massive part in what's going to happen. He can. But they managed to get it, so that's very crucial for them. And Kiyoshima finds a frag onto Lowell. He should have, or Lowy, he probably should have got that frag. Oh, nice shot from Smiths as well. So in the end, they do convert it. But with that being an eco round, Existence can most certainly keep their heads high.
That was a close one, wasn't it? Super, super close. LDLC do just about hang on. Do cling on for dear life and Existence. Maybe a bit disappointed with that. Regardless though, LDLC only pushing forward. 2 AKs, Galil, double CZ as well. So far from ideal weaponry, but they do have the upper hand as Existence are forced into an eco. Nice opening pick there from Smiths. Gets carried, tries to dart across the checkers. And he will not play any further part in this map. Look at that. B's completely open. Existence have put a lot of their eggs in the A basket, and so far it's not paying off for them. As soon as this information is given from Happy, you bet your bottom dollar LDLC are just going to rush straight into B with that bomb if Kiyoshima can pick it up, but they're not doing it. They're actually going to go for the kills instead, as Happy gets another one. It's all on Alex. He was a talisman for Existence in the first map, and he has picked himself up 2 kills. And there we go. Kiyoshima will silence him. 3-0. LDLC looking good.
Yeah, so exactly what happened on those two, actually. Two very hairy, close rounds, and the third is smoothly converted for LDLC. So their bank isn't too bad. They're not going to have to rebuy too many, just two. So if they win this, their money is going to be looking very fine indeed. On the other hand, if Existence win this, then they'll be setting off their game, getting the ball rolling for themselves, but they won't be forcing the eco is the point I'm trying to make. So 3 good rounds from LDLC. It's going to be 3-0, and Existence need to mount a good defense here. They've got one member on this A bomb site, in contrast to the last round, so they're leaving themselves fairly exposed here, and it's going to be the push and flipping. The man yet to find a frag in this game is going to be defending. He does find one, but just one. That might not be good enough. Smith answered back immediately, and he's doing great damage. Gets the frag onto Musambani. A very aggressive style here from LDLC in the early stages is most certainly working out for them. This is retake city now for Existence. Good Molotov actually from Smith is going to slow down everything, and that might just incur the save from all around. Oh, I saved that. Alex finds the frag onto NBK, and Smith's killed himself. I don't know what happened there, but he died. Again, that weird skull and bones. That usually means he killed himself, but I didn't see what happened. Anyway, 3-on-2. The bomb's been ticked a lot, though, so it's likely that Existence want to back out and save these guns, and they're going to be doing that. So it's going to be 4-0, but actually, Existence survived with more members, so... And there's a kill as well onto Happy, and the bomb time had already gone, so it's going to be a very expensive round for LDLC. But it is going to be 4-0, and Existence yet to find a round.
Yeah, and it will be 4-0 on the T side as well. And remember, Existence...
You see what happened to Smiths there? What actually...
I didn't actually see. I think he may have fell to his death. That's what I'm assuming. I think he was on the boost. I'm not entirely sure, so if in chat you can let us know if the stream caught that. I was actually watching somebody else at the time, but LDLC, as I was saying, 4-0 up on T side. This is a blistering start from them, and again... Obviously, seeing the Achilles heel from Existence, I should say, is on the A side. Flippin and Lowell haven't been having a great game thus far. Lowell, though, will get the first kill. So, hold my tongue on that one. Musambani catches Smith. He tries to dart round the back of the boxes. And we'll make short work of him. It's going to get spotted, but gets the second frag. And that's a clean sweep nearly from Existence. Just losing Lowell in the process. Good answer. Good retaliation from them. Still low. They're 3 rounds behind.
Yeah, that's more like it, isn't it, from the Spaniards? This is a CT-sided map, so you would not expect the terrorist team to just bowl over the opponents and get in sights with such ease. And LDLC going to be buying up, question mark? A couple of people buying grenades and CZs. Yeah, so they are going to be buying up. Shoxy probably could have afforded a gun in the midst of that, but they're going to be going for a save, or at least a partial save. I don't really think you can count this as a full eco, because CZs are so good weapons. Such good weapons, I should say. I am English, I'm expected to be able to speak it properly. No early frags, a minute 20 on the board, and yet again LDLC favouring this A-bomb site push. It's almost like practice. They just want to drill out this strategy. And there's flipping with the initial frag. MBK answers back with a Molotov though, and there's Happy doing a lot of damage, but he didn't find the frag. He's going to be boosted up on the bomb planter. That's an interesting decision. 4-on-4 retake scenario though, and it's guns versus non-guns. For Existence's sake, you would hope that they can take this.
Well, Chox is in a great position, and he will strike almost, and Barney's being spammed down through the smoke, though. As soon as his position was given away, Lowell on the top, it's going to get picked off, and Kiyoshima nearly gets the second, but here comes Mappy, and he gets the 2. And we'll take it 5-1. He made a really interesting point. It is almost like this is just practice on A site for LDLC. What's that, 4 rounds in a row now on A? And they've just managed to win rounds. At some point, Existence are probably going to put a third member on there, and then maybe LDLC will just start pushing Beal through mid.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. They should adapt right now. I mean, they've pushed A, and they've pushed B once, and that was it. And every other round, they've been just smashing that A so aggressively. So they need to change up their the CT defense immediately. Otherwise, they're just going to be caught out again. But this time around, actually, LDLC not doing that. They've sent a few members towards mid, and Happy finds flipping. Oh, bad decision, really, just poking out and crouching. If you want to peek out, guys, make sure you do it quickly rather than crab walking out, because you just expose yourself. And he gave away his frag there. And on CT side, giving away a frag without finding a frag yourself is just not good enough. It's always going to be a bad thing. So, yeah, bad decision there, in my opinion. Oh, look at that!
What?
Happy through the door. These aren't German guys, but they've been watching alternate play clearly the other night. That was just craziness. But yeah, Messiah comes up big and gets a kill through that metal door, and that's going to be securing the advantage firmly with them. I mean, the health is pretty bad for LDLC, but they've only got 1 member to find now, and that's Carey. Finds 1, but 3 more. It's probably going to be 6-1.
Yeah, very likely will be 6-1. You can see that Kerry is backing away. I don't think he's too interested in this. Just wants to save up the M4. And that is going to be the 6-1 scoring on T-side. I mean, already 6-7 rounds is pretty good for T-side on cash. Plenty more rounds to play with as well from LDLC. This has been a complete role reversal from that first map of Dust 2, where it went right down into the wire, was a complete nail-biter. This runs the risk of just getting away from existence unless they stamp their foots down really, really soon. I realise I just said foots. Nice Inglando. Feet. That's the one I was looking for. Foots.
We're struggling.
And feet.
Struggling with English. So.
It's not like we're both native English people or anything. Oh, wait.
Nah, it's alright. It's alright. Existence there on the eco. This is not going well for them, is it? LDLC with the phenomenal start. I mean, we kind of called out there might be a slight issue here. I mean, Dust 2 having gone to the wire, the absolute wire. It didn't go to overtime, but the next best thing, 16-14, and Existence lost that in a situation where I feel they should have won it, and they're going to know this, so they might be a little bit mentally drained coming into cash, and things are just not going well for them. Musam Barney finally lands that shot. If he hadn't got that frag, it would have been great. And yeah, Existence need to wake up here, man, because if it starts getting towards 8 rounds, 9 rounds, that is a mountainous task to come back. This is a CT-sided map, let me reiterate that. And LDLC being the favourites, yes, but, Existence did so well on Dust 2, so to be bowled over like this, it's a little bit unexpected. They need to change up what they're doing, maybe go a little bit more aggressive, put more presence towards that A area and mid, and be a bit more aggressive with it, but, that's a thought they're going to have to ponder on while they save their guns, because that's what they're going to do, and it's going to be 7-1.
It's madness to me that LDLC on their map struggled, and now Existence on their map are really, really struggling. What do you feel that Existence have to do here, Jono, to somewhat salvage this sinking ship? Because thus far it's been extremely one-sided in LDLC's favour.
Yeah, like I said, maybe more presence towards mid, and then absolutely take control of that, and then from mid you can worry about A. If you put, say, one member kind of passively at the van area or at the back of site on quad boxes on A, and then have 2 members go to A ramp. So effectively you've got 3 on the fast retake, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're putting 2 members towards mid. They're going to worry about locking that down, and they've got 1 on A. So with the rotate from mid, they effectively 3 members towards the A bomb site. So this is actually the setup I would have gone for myself. So this is a little adaptation in itself, and let's see if it's going to work out for them. It's either that, or it's just like completely change up the pace. Like on Dust 2, they were so unpredictable, so dynamic. It was really refreshing to watch. But on the CT side of cash, they haven't been aggressive really at all. So maybe if they really can't find any answers, the answer is just to go aggressive and take the fight to LDLC. Nice frag from Carey though. That's going to secure the 5 versus 4 for them.
That's a very good point. Maybe it is time to just throw a spanner in the works. Try and knock LDLC off Killtop and try something they're just not expecting. So far in this round seems to be working out for them. Get the first frag, 45 seconds to go. And Musambani in a great position, does strike and decides to peek on out of events. There is a player to his right hand side which he has spotted. Musambani's going huge in this round. He has been spotted though, is being tagged up somewhat through the wall. Nice flashbang out, does actually flash himself as well. He's going to be a duel with Kiyoshima, who's one of the more comical duels you're going to probably see tonight. And he does get the upper hand before Shox comes in and takes down 2 players. 1v3, 20 seconds to go. Not really fancying his chances. He is going to get that kill on Lowell. That's nice little plays there. So doing a bit of damage, economically speaking. 10 seconds, and he will be picked off from Alex. 2-7, still Existence, a long way to go before they even get even.
Yeah, and even then it's not technically even, because it's a 9-6-10-5 CT map, so you can be damn sure that when LDLC go onto the CT side, they're going to be strong, they're going to be up for it, So Existence really need to get some rounds back on the board, and they desperately need the pistol round. It's as simple as that, and then they'll worry about the T side. I mean, we've got all that to come, but in terms of the way they'll be seeing this map right now, it's crucial that they come back and win a few rounds. Messiah spots out Carey, and Carey gets the better of him. He didn't know he had an AWP. And so, there's Shoxy through the smoke, though. Cash just seems to be one of those maps where it brings out your inner hacker, doesn't it? We see so many wall kills and smoke kills. It's funny to watch. Anyway, so that brings it back to a 4-on-4, and the LDLC, they're kind of slowing it down a little bit this time round, and we saw a very hyper-aggressive style from them in the earlier sections of this half, and it was really working for them. But since then, they've kind of slowed it down a little bit. And if this carries on not working for them, in terms of what they need to do to adapt, even though they're in a better position, I'd like to see them go back into the fast arm, because it just was so effective earlier on.
It was. And they're definitely up against it right now. They have lost another player. Interesting enough, though, in a lot of these rounds that LDLC managed to win, they're doing so with very low hit points on a number of players. This time it's Shocks on 9, Kiyoshima on 38, and of course MBK on 65. But they do have that player advantage. They have the kind of players that even on 1 HP can still land headshots left, right, and centre. 28 seconds. They are definitely using every second of their allocated time. Molotov lands in checkers. Shocks. Well, I was going to say Shocks. It's actually Alex is at the back of the site, and he gets picked off. Musambani's going to get flashbanged, and there's the push from MBK. He gets caught out. Musambani very nearly connects the dots through the smoke onto Shocks. Only has 9 HP. That would have been a kill for sure. 7 seconds to go. Bomb gets planted, and then Musambani and Flippin in a precarious position. If Flippin spams through, he could actually get himself a bit of damage on both of them.
Close.
And he tags both of them heavy, and Musambani picks up the kill on Shocks. 2v2. This is looking like Existence can pull it off.
This is a doable situation for them, the health that you were talking about. But the thing is, the bomb plant is so good. They've got it in the corner, so that means you can see it from checkered, and Smith is in there with an AWP. And he gets that first frag as well. Musambani answers back, but he wouldn't expect another player to be there. And there's Kiyoshima from behind. Gets that kill. That's going to be 2-8. So, once again, a close round. Small margins, but Existence lose it. And it's just not going to be good enough for them. They're going to be eco as well, so... It's a real shame, man, and this is something we see quite a lot. We have a best-of-3 series. The first map is just so brilliant. It's so close and tense, and then one team loses it, and they come back into the next map just a little bit mentally destroyed, a little bit fatigued, and yeah, it's really obvious when you see them playing the next map that that's hit them, you know, it's hit them in their hearts, I suppose you could say, and that's kind of what we're seeing here, you know. LDLC are just rolling over Existence a little bit. And it's a bit of a shame, so I definitely want to see Existence step it up. If they could get 8-7, get the pistol round, who knows what could happen. But at the moment, LDLC are most certainly in the driving seat.
Yeah, you do see a team also get invigorated when they win one of those maps. It's like, oh guys, okay, we won that map so close. Now we got the second one. They're really hyped. They're really pumped up for it. And LDLC have definitely been faster on the trigger in this game. Much quicker to the punch. Both teams, I should say, get a kill each. So it's down to a 1-on-1. Duel to the death, and the pre-fire out there from Kiyoshima pretty much all connects on Kerry, who's now going to push in. He's got the clock to face off against, and 0 cares given as he jumps over with the AK-47. Gets the spray down, does have enough time to defuse, and that will be the 3rd round for Existence. Still low. This has been a very difficult map for them so far, and I don't see it getting any easier as soon as the roles are reversed. Yeah,
that's it, isn't it? So we'll just have to hope for a more even game. Let's hope they can pull back some rounds now on the CT side. You're absolutely right. It's going to be even harder probably as terrorists. So yeah, they're in a tricky position, but you know they're still fighting. They're still of course they still want to win. So they should give it their absolute all. Remember, this is an elimination stages now. This is the round of 8, and with $10,000 on the line in this tournament, you know it's not a small thing. They will want to continue in this tournament. Be damn sure they're not going to just be lackadaisical and not really care. They will give it their absolute all, so they're not out of it yet. They're still going to carry on fighting. It's 3-8, and here comes an eco push onto this A-bomb site, something that's been very effective for LDLC previously. And Lowy doesn't even get a single frag. Smith finds him, but there's Alex and Musambani returning. Flipping does drop, though, so tit for tat is not really good enough on the CT side when you've got the guns and you're against pistols. This shouldn't be how it transpires. It should be a case of just locking down the site with relative ease. But LDLC making every single round hurt, making it very tricky for Existence here. And there's Musambani dropping as well. Shoxy finds another frag, and now Alex does a lot of damage there. Finds Shoxy with a glorious headshot, and another spins around, gets that frag. Now it's just Kiyoshima and Alex left alive. Kiyoshima misses his shot, gives away his position. He's compromised now. Alex knows where he is. He's going to push around. Can he find the frag? No, he can't. Kiyoshima keeps his cool, keeps his nerve, and keeps his team with a phenomenal lead here. 9-3. That was an eco round won by LDLC, and that's not a great sign for Existence. And even worse, they are now on the eco.
Yeah, cool, calm, and collected from Kiyoshima and LDLC as a whole on cash. Constantly in these situations, they come out on top, they come out trumps, and that round was no exception. As you say, back on eco, Shocks gets the peak into mid, connects it as well onto Flippin. There's another 2 players in mid though, and one of those was Lowell. He's just been smashed. The last player was Musambani. He's also been dropped. 5 versus 2, easy as you like. Looks like LDLC will get the double digits on T side of cash. Alex and Kerry, all that remain. Alex though is still performing very well for his team. Does get the P250 headshot, but it's pretty much all over as far as this round's concerned. A site will be planted on very shortly, and then I'll go frag hunting for Alex, and they probably more than likely pick it up, unless it just goes astronomically huge.
Yeah, they don't want to give him this gun, so immediately they're on the hunt, which is a wise decision. Of course, their bank is just looking great, and of course they know that Alex's bank is not so great, so good decision for them to hunt. An interesting fact that keeps kind of playing over in my mind here, Metas, is that actually this is Existence's map. They chose Cash, and LDLC chose Dust 2. And yes, LDLC won Dust 2, but you know, Existence were far better on it than they are on this. So whether we take into account the mentality, well, of course we do. We take into account that loss and the way that they've struggled in this map. And they've started badly and they've just really not got a foot in. But yeah, this was Existence's map. The E-Cache was their choice. So just an interesting side note. So LDLC have really just come out fighting this one. They've seemed to have just warmed up or something, and now they're just running over their opponents. It's 10-3. Lowy does find a frag though. Can they make anything else happen for them? Smith gets Musam Barney, so 1-for-1. Will generally favour the terrorist side. Where do they want to go with this play? They left the bomb in T-spawn actually, and there's Kiyoshima through middle on his own. Finds a frag on Lowy. In the crucial areas, Metas, where it's really important to lock down, with just one member, they're getting in there and finding easy frags, and it's not really good enough from Existence.
That's exactly it, and that's the reason we're currently at this scoreline, because in every single aspect, LDLC are out-fragging, out-aiming, out-maneuvering Existence. Even if Alex and Musambani are playing pretty well and their aim's in, it doesn't matter if their team is getting ripped to shreds across the board, because then they have to watch multiple angles, they have to be worried about if they're going to get flanked round from the back. And LDLC, in credit to them, have really exploited those weaknesses to perfection. Now, it should be 11-3, and this has just been a complete disastrous half as far as CT on Cash is concerned. I mean, you expect to get at least 8 or 9 rounds on this side. And they've only got 3 so far.
Yeah, that's true. And something that's curious for me is that why didn't they choose Inferno? Because somebody said in the chat that they played Dust 2 and they're good, but they're not good on any other map. That's completely false. They're very, very good on Inferno. Really good, actually. They've beaten some really good teams on Inferno. We've seen it at Hitbox many times and in other tournaments as well. So the fact that they've chosen Cash and they've performed so badly on it, they're probably going to be kicking themselves a little bit. Perhaps they've been practicing it a lot recently and they wanted to give it a go in an actual tournament setting or something like that. There's always these kind of variables that we don't know about as a spectator. You can only know from the inside. But for me, I think a better choice would have been Inferno. I mean, I suppose the other side of the coin is LDLC are just amazing on Inferno as well. But I think it's probably a bad decision picking Cash. And Kerry does open up though. This is the last round in the half. Kerry with another good stuff from him. But it's not going to mean too much in terms of the bigger picture, but it would certainly be nice to pick up this round. LDLC, NBK with 3 frags, the second of which was just glorious. And he flips around, gets another. There's Kiyoshima taking down Lowy also. Flipping from the rear. Can he get the last remaining frag? Yes, he can. Nice 1-on-2-1. But that's only their 4th round, Metas. And if we reverse the scoreline, if it was 11-4 on CT, that might be a little bit more feasible. Well, not feasible, just more normal, I guess. That would still be a good scoreline for the CT, but the fact it's 11-4 to the terrorists of LDLC, it's just not great for Existence. If they don't win this pistol round, they're going to be facing 14 rounds. It's going to be seriously tricky for them. Match paused.
Absolutely brutal. We just got a really interesting statistic from our admin, Tal, that Kiyoshima has a 66.67% headshot rate, so 2/3 of his kills are being headshots right now. That is madness. It's very difficult to deal with someone that are just popping heads left, right, and center.
Yeah, Tal, you legend, giving us. Actually, I'll give you a better stat. Musam Barney was on 83% headshot rating until a few rounds ago. But the thing is, when the team is not performing that well and you're not getting as many frags, it's easier to have a higher percentage. So yeah, 66, having got so many frags is certainly very impressive. But then again, some players have a headshot style where it's tap, like Scream, and then other players will spray a lot, so we've got to consider that. But anyway, we are into the second half of this second map. If you're just joining us, LDLC 1, Dust 2. It was a nail-biting affair, 16-14. It was a brilliant map, and we were hoping for another map just like it. But this time around, LDLC seemed to be in the driving seat. They seem to be favourites going into... Well, I mean, they are favourites, and they're looking very, very good indeed. As you can see, they've got a very large lead, and they must not give away this round Existence. They need it. Shocks with a gorgeous P2K kill in that middle area. It's a 3-on-4, and Existence with a slightly tempered B push. They kind of went in and then, you know, changed their minds. The Shox have found another frag, so it's not looking great for Existence.
Not looking great at all, and they are being spammed across. Lowell does get a kill onto Shox in the forehead, but it just seems like it's not quite going to be enough. MBK spots out Flippin. He will be backing on away. And interesting enough, Tal did say as well, Flippin has currently a 0% headshot rate going into the second half. So it just goes to show the differences on these two teams. There's Lowell again. Let's get himself another 2 headshots. Beautiful stuff. Where was this Lowell earlier on? Can they clutch it out? Can they manage to convert this into a round? MBK is left alive. He's going to stand on top of that grenade. Does do a bit of damage to him. Got the CZ with 12 bullets remaining overall. 9 in the chamber, you'd say. Here we go. Does get the first headshot. 5 bullets to go. The bomb's been planted. Flippin' shown himself. Only has 27 HP. 1 more bullet should do it. And the fake is out from MBK. Flippin' just shoulder checks. Just peeks this one out. Another fake. Flippin' has to peek. And MBK is going to get the kill. And he's going to get the defuse. Beautiful 1v2 clutch. Massive round for LDLC. And another slap to the face of Existence, who thought maybe they were going to get the 5 rounds.
Oh man, as a neutral perspective, spectator, I should say, I'm a bit disappointed. They lost that 2-on-1. Nice play from MVK nonetheless. With the fake defuse at the end there, he knew that he couldn't be seen from above because the bow was blocking his view. So he held the angle that he knew the other player would run into, dropping down. So that was a really nice play from Nathan there. But yeah, Existence probably should have won that 2-on-1. And that would have given themselves a good footing back into this game. But instead, it's going to be 4-12. LDLC now with the strong likelihood of converting that to 14. And that's, you know, just 2 away from GG, which is a real shame having such a fantastic start to the series. But LDLC on catch, they've just looked too good, haven't they? And the Existence haven't really been able to find any answers. On the CT side, they were slowed with that. They were losing the gun battles and the simple one-on-ones. They just weren't picking them up. And here now on the CT side, on the Terry side, they've got a lot of work to do, and it's a CT-sided map. So, with this second round, most certainly, well, more than likely going away of LDLC. The question is whether Existence want early buy or give 14 away, and then from then they just need to have a very, very solid terrace half. And the way we've seen Cash go for them so far, I can't really see happening, man.
No, would agree. Kiyoshima comes in, just cleaning up on Alex. Last players with some bunnies, heavy tag. Let's finish off from Happy, who was up on the ledge. So yeah, 13-4, and let's see if that question will be answered. It will. They're going to go for the force buy here. They don't want to allow the opposition to get 14 rounds. And maybe this is the start of something special from Existence. The realist inside me, though, says no. I don't think they can get the next 10 rounds on the bounce, or in fact, it'll be more than that if they want to win it outright from this point. I don't think that's possible, especially as LDLC seem locked down. They seem very comfortable right now.
Yeah, Shox does drop though, and actually this early buy is a good decision because LDLC have not upgraded. Not all of them have upgraded. Smith gets tagged. Can he be taken down? Alex probably should have got that frag, and now he knows there's 2 members there because he saw the bullets come in from a higher angle, so he should know at least there's 2 members in mid. So what they want to do with that information is their prerogative. It does look like they're going to be going towards this B area, which would be a decent decision. Flippin's going to spot a rotate, and that's MBK. That would have been a great frag for them to pick up, but instead it goes the way of LDLC. Yet again, bit of a woeful tale for Existence. They're not winning these one-on-one battles where they should be. Smith is going to be caught by Alex, though. It's a good, patient play from him. Kiyoshima's completely aware of Wilson find his position, though, and he's going to find that frag with a shotgun. They need to get in here. They need to find that frag, otherwise they're going to be like sitting ducks, and they're going to allow themselves to be boxed in with a nice rotate. Just like that, MBK comes in with 2. And this is what I'm talking about, the tentative play there from Existence. It's going to come back to haunt them as MBK through the middle gets another frag. So many wall bangs and smoke bangs on Cash. But it's going to be 4-14. MBK cleaning up there, getting all 3 frags. And really, for me, that was because Existence were not fast enough getting into that bomb site. And having put themselves in this situation, they need to be making those snap decisions. They need to be confidently pushing in sights and, you know, playing with a bit more vigor. They can't be sitting around like that, and it's, you know, time's almost out for them now. LDLC just need 2 rounds, and as you can see, Existence don't have guns.
Yeah, it's almost like Existence have lacked that killer instinct going forward in Cash. I agree. There's been a number of times that they've got the foundations in place. They've got the 2-player advantage. They've got the, you know, the bomb in their sights, but then for some reason they just failed to pull the trigger in time, and that allowed MBK to come around the back and just absolutely destroy them. Very poor plays. Should have been pushing them faster. They're going to go for the plant, but there's MBK. Gets himself 2. Very nicely done by him. Should even pick up a 3rd very shortly. Missing Bonnie and Flippin, though, do chime back with 2 kills of their own. And now Flippin gets another one. And before you know it, somehow Existence win the round. That was a really odd round. But hey, better late than never. Maybe, just maybe, there's life left in this map yet.
Comeback's real. It's official. They pick up that eco round, so that puts them on a pretty abysmal 5, but it's better than 15-4. So they win that round. And LDLC are going to be able to scrape a bye, but I use the word scrape on purpose, obviously. I wouldn't use a word by accident. I don't even know why. I don't even want to say it. Basically, they haven't got that much money, and my coherence is going downhill. But let's see now if Existence can convert the round win into a consecutive round win, which would actually force the eco and make LDLC have to save, and then that might be worth 3. So it's a big round here for Existence if they can get it. And they're not out of it yet. Numerically speaking, they can still win this in normal time if they win every single round remaining. And when I say it out loud, every single round remaining as terrorists against LDLC, it kind of puts into the perspective of how large a task that is. But hey, you know, technically it is possible. Here comes the push through middle. A lot of nice smokes are going to give them some freedom getting into these vents area. And Lowy does find Messiah actually. So this is turning out to be quite a fruitful push from Existence. And now they're going to push through the smoke. A strange decision, but I kind of like it. It's kind of edgy. It's kind of unexpected. MBK is the only man on this A-bomb site. Finds another though. Can he get any more? And Nathan has just stepped up so massively. Gets another frag. That must have been 3, I think. But Muslim Barney answers back in a manner of, well, massivity. I'm struggling. My words just going to pot. 1-on-1. Why do you carry on from me? Or should you? No, you shouldn't, because Smith finds that frag. So I'll shut up. But LDLC put themselves on 15-5, and that's a shame actually. Existence probably could have won that round.
They really could, but MBK, he needs to get MVP for that round. Not only to get 3 frags, but he got them all in huge situations, spraying down players, using that toxic barrel to the utmost benefit, and wow, they just couldn't deal with him. He got the 2 players down. That allowed the rest of his team to get into position. I think it was just Smiths that was left, but allowed Smiths to get into position and clutch that one out. 10-round deficit now for Existence, forcing up 2 Galils, 2 AKs, the 1 CZ, and it looks as though they may try and push B fairly aggressively. They do have the opening pick on Kiyoshima, but they're going to back on away. They're trying to bait in the rotations from LDLC. 2 players have now moved into mid. Shox is still on B. And these are the kind of rounds that they're so far tonight on cash they have failed to get. Well, they've got that first pick, they've failed to make the most of it. They need to change that right now. They literally need to change that right now, because if they lose this map, they're out. And this round.
This round, yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I completely agree with you, man. I'd like to see kind of an early nip style. So you get the entry pick and you just go with it. You don't mess about second guessing yourself at all. You go with the pick. And the fact that they've waited so long means that there's a brilliant rotate from LDLC. There's actually nearly all the members still here. Shox are still alive and kicking, but not for long in the checkered area. Now it's just Messiah left alive. So in the end, it did transpire that they won the round, but it was a little bit messy for me. It was just a case of them hitting their shots better than LDLC, but it certainly could have gone the other way. So once again, a bit tentative, indecisive. I'd like to see Existence just play with more aggression and more confidence. Just like LDLC did, actually. Remember, at the start of their half on the terrorist side, they were just pushing A so aggressively, or pushing mid so aggressively, and B just everywhere, without second-guessing themselves, without doing anything too elaborate. And that's the kind of style that seems to be quite effective on cash. So Existence need to possibly change up their style, and fast. Like you say, if they lose one more round, they're out of the whole tournament. So Messiah did pick up 2 there, but the rest of his team are going to be eco. So Existence now need to convert this. Well, obviously, because like I say, if they lose 1 more, then they're out. But this is a chance at least for them to get 7.
They've got to take it each round at a time. If you look at the overall score and see 6 for 15, I mean, that is just going to put you down in the dumps. They don't want to be that way. They just want to be taking 1 round at a time, taking it slow, taking it easy, making sure they get the clinical rounds out. This would be a huge test of character. If they can pull this back, they get a lot of respect from a lot of people. Flippin gets the first one. Messiah, though, or Happy, does return fired up with the AK-47 that he saved up. Alex chimes back on Shox. They are taking this down, but another thing to mention as well, that even if Existence win rounds, they have to do it cleanly, because their economy will be going down the toilet if they lose too many weapons. They've lost a few already this this round. Yoshima's all that remains. We've seen his headshotting has been on point tonight, but he will fall down regardless. They picked up 3 kills on the eco round. That is definitely a good sign for LDLC.
That sure is. A really bad one for Existence. They're going to have to rebuy 3 rifles. Money is tight. It's going to take a little bit of organisation on their part. The two members that's survived, they're probably going to drop. And LDLC are on the double eco here, so their money was really in tatters. So they're going to be giving Existence possibly another little chance to edge a few more rounds back in their favour. Existence have been able to convert anti-eco rounds on cash so far, but like we say, it's not been easy for them. They've been dropping a lot of members. So, and like you said, Matt, it's a brilliant point. They've got to start building a bank here if they want to make this comeback a possibility. If they keep dropping lots of members and they keep having to rebuy, then they're not going to have all the smokes and flashes that they need to carry on doing these set plays and getting in the rounds. Oh, look at this stack from LDLC. 4 members there. And the flank in mid as well. This is going to be pretty hard for Existence. This is an awful decision on their part if they go for it. The bomb isn't actually there. And there's Alex, and he does find Shoxy. So, is that going to change their decision? I hope so for their sake, because this is a massive stack. Flippin does actually find another frag though, so there's just 3 remaining, but they are all on the A bomb site. Lowy with another. This is looking a lot more convincing from Existence, even though there's a massive stack there. They're getting in and they're getting all of the frags. Brilliant stuff from them. They drop only 1 member. It's going to be 8-15, but now LDLC are buying, so now the test gets a lot harder, and Existence are going to really have to step up once again.
Yeah, solid round from Existence. Definitely important to call that out, but as you mentioned, the full buy-up from LDLC, they've got themselves an AWP, they've got themselves 4 assault rifles as well. This is going to be a real test right now for the Spaniards. Can they pull it off? 3 players going towards B. Bomb's been dropped from us, and Barney doesn't want to drop that in a precarious position. That is open to defense from LDLC. Have spotted Shocks and Checkers. Unable to get the frag, and he's going to push in. Kiyoshima's also on B. 2 players mid, as per usual, from LDLC, MBK and Smiths. And that, of course, leaves Happy on A. So far, so good. As far as both teams are concerned, but it just got a whole lot better for Existence, so Shocks will be dropped. I mentioned they knew he was around Checkers, and they have managed to get that kill. How is Flippin being tagged in the face?
Yeah, from mid. Cash just brings out the inner hacker.
I was like, I thought my game was bugging, but that was like legit getting tagged through a wall in the face.
Everyone's hacking. There's been a lot of calls like people saying that people are cheating on the chart. I mean, that's just ridiculous, guys. These are top professional teams, so nobody's cheating. It's just a case of knowing the spam spots. Carey finds Kiyoshima. That's a 3-on-5. Existence, having put themselves in this dire situation, seem to be showing more signs of life. They seem to be escalating their play. Another kill from Musambani. That's the bomb site in their hands. That is the bomb plant going down. And now LDLC most likely would actually favour saving in this scenario. Their money isn't great, and Existence's money is starting to accumulate a little bit more now, so this is good for them. It's going to be 9-15, and that means 6 more rounds on the trot in a row, however you want to phrase it, and we get overtime, which is still a mountainous task for Existence. But like I say, they're showing more signs of life, and they're bringing this one back to a little bit more of a close game. And they've got to be kicking themselves now, matters, because they're stepping up, yes, but they've got to be thinking, God, we just stepped up on CT side and made it a better half-time score. Maybe it was 11-4. So they put themselves in this situation. And yes, they can step up, but it's just there's just too many rounds to come back from, having had such a bad half.
Yeah, that's a very good point. You know, they've really only got themselves to blame for being in this situation in the first place. Interesting enough, looking at the frags overall, MBK 27, nearest player on 17. That's Kiyoshima and Happy. Musambani top fragging has just been dropped from Smiths from that CZ. Was top fragging with 24, and Alex on 20. So this is kind of the MBK show as far as LDLC are concerned right now. And they are 6 rounds ahead. I always say this in comebacks. Once the double digits is in effect, that's when I start to get a bit interested. That's when I start to get a bit invested and believe in the comeback, that it could very well be real. If Existence pick this one up, you never quite know what could be on the cards. Lowell has been spotted. Kiyoshima fired across to that D. We've seen some crazy 1Ds from him, especially on Dust 2. Was unable to connect that one though. They're still in good position with 50 seconds to go. They have the player advantage, albeit on an eco.
Absolutely. So Existence now need to push on through. They've got control of mid, and they're going to use this to their advantage, splitting the A bomb site. Nice decision there, but Masai comes back with a frag, and there's Kiyoshima doing great damage, finds the kill, and just like that, it's looking very, very bad. And Flippin drops. It's going to be 69. And in the end, they lose it to an eco round, not too dissimilar from the way they lost Dust 2. If you remember, they lost that eco round, and they threw away the map. Oh, Existence need to tighten up their screws.